The 9-game winning streak for the Cats is snapped. Iowa State beats K-State 78-64 here in Bramlage Coliseum. A really crazy game, Matt, for Iowa State. Take me through it.
Sure was. Iowa State. I don't know if I've ever seen a team shoot the three better than Iowa State did today. Late in the second half, when it was a 4-point game, Iowa State was shooting 71% from three in the second half. I don't know what the final numbers were. I haven't added them up, but I know at one point at that same time, Taylor Horton-Tucker and Lindell Wigington were combined 10 of 13 from three. They were on fire today. Credit to the Cyclones. They deserved the win. We'll talk about what K-State didn't do well enough to win this game, and there was things that were K-State's fault too. But on a game when the opponent shoots like Iowa State did today, you're probably not going to win.
What did happen on the other end? We know there was a Dean Wade injury. Take me through what happened to the Cats.
That's the biggest story. K-State, I don't think they lost this game because Dean Wade was hurt. We don't know what would have happened if Dean Wade stayed healthy, but he went down about 7 minutes left. I think it was a 4 or a 2-point gain at that point in time. Bruce Weber tells us that it's a soft tissue injury. Doesn't believe it to be the same injury that hurt him last year in the NCAA tournament or this season, but the quick turnaround in West Virginia, I'd be surprised if he plays. We'll have to see. K-State didn't lose because of that, but I'd love to know what happened if Dean Wade doesn't go out of this game.
So how did K-State lose, and what were some of the things they need to work on in that one?
For K-State, really it was early. The Wildcats early in this contest had 3 or 4, maybe 5 attempts at the basket that were virtually wide open, not very contested, and they missed all of them. If K-State makes those, they go into halftime maybe with a small lead or down 1 or 2 instead of down 8. They had a big hole, even though Bear Brown had a half-court 3 to get them within 8, going into halftime. So they had a big hole going in there because of those misses. Those were a problem. And I think offensive rebounds. There were too many possessions today where Iowa State got second shots off offensive rebounds. Look, K-State was going to lose this game if Iowa State was going to shoot 70% from three. That was going to happen either way. But let's not pretend that K-State didn't do anything wrong itself to make it harder.
And then what did K-State do well? Can you find anything that maybe a guy here or there that did well?
Barry Brown easily, 10 of 15, 23 points, led K-State today. Was the only guy really consistently a threat on offense. McCall Mulwayne gave him 10 points, the only 2 in double figures. Mike McGurl added some nice minutes and got them back in the game. Dean Wade had a nice stretch before he got hurt. There were guys who did things here and there. I don't know that K-State was terrible today. They weren't terrible today. But Iowa State played its best game of the year and earned themselves back into this Big 12 race.
So now just a short trip, and they go to Morgantown. Big game coming up against one of the bottom teams of the league. What do they have to do to win that one?
Just get themselves back together. West Virginia's a terrible basketball team. It won't be a gimme. Like you said, it's on the road. They're flying out here in a couple hours, if that even, to head to Morgantown. They'll be there this evening. But will Dean Wade be healthy? I know Cartier-Chata won't be available, so will they have enough depth in that game? But if they have any, West Virginia's a bad basketball team. Whether it's in Morgantown or not, K-State should win that game if they want to compete for the league championship. The Wildcats, to me, seem to have the right attitude after the game to do that.
I think so too. K-State still sitting in first. Hear from Coach Weber and Barry Brown about how big this next few games are.
I told them after, they've done unbelievable things, 9 in a row. We're still in first place.
Like you just said, man, we're still in first place. Tough loss. Can't let it soak. I mean, today is the last day we got to think about. I mean, because we play in about 48 hours. So just got to let them know that we're still fine. Just come together, play hard, man. West Virginia's a really good team. We haven't won there yet. They're gonna have a great crowd. Still knowing that we're still in first, so it's gonna be another tough atmosphere to play in. But like I said, we're experienced, and we should go in there with the right mindset and try and win the game.
Got us refocused on what we need to be refocused on. And I don't want to lose, but it is what it is. Now we have the discipline, the character, the leadership to come back and get ready on a short turnaround and make the longest, trip of the year.
That'll wrap it up from Bramlage Coliseum. He's Matt. He's heading to Morgantown. You'll see him there. I'm Grant Flanders. Stick here with KSO.
And tell a friend.
Tell him, please.